Subject no.
Hello.
Subject no.
Hello.
Subject no. I didn't see your DM and my Discord sort of like crashed yesterday. I think you DM'd just me saying Chris. Or was it a public chat? Was it not a DM? I can't remember. Either way, my Discord had a bug, so that when I clicked it to launch it, it kind of just thought it was launched, but then didn't pop anything up on my screen. And so on and so forth. Non-responsive, if you will. We're just factorioing out though, obviously. I built an artillery war train, like clear this out, and then I had a look at like the nests, and I was like, I bet I can beat these on my tank. Steam sale? No, not really. I try and, you know, like, because I genuinely just feel like it's a waste of money. Because, you know, I just sail the seven seas and get lots and lots of games. So, like, even if I did have the money for it, if I'm not, you know, overwhelmed by guilt, because, like, I really want to support something, just genuinely think, like, those places don't really, like, a lot of developers don't need support. That being said, like, Factorio is like a game I both love, and the modding community and being able to be involved in that by downloading it, you know, that's like two big reasons. One, I really like Wood, the company who made it, and two, you get a lot out of being able to access the Steam Workshop, and you know, continued support and updates for the game was like massive. I definitely have a wee look through the sales though, you know, because sometimes you don't know what you want until you look, and it's like 90% off, like something. I can't exactly think of anything though, but like there was something I looked at, and it was like 95% off, so it was only like $5. But then like it was such like a B-rated game that I couldn't believe it was actually like $80 full price. I was like, what the fuck? RimWorld makes me think of that. RimWorld is a great game, but like the fact it never goes on sale and it's like always like so expensive, it blows my mind. I feel like a piece of shit for like sharing my take on pirating, but I mean, so much throughout my life, I think I had to stop worrying about that kind of stuff. What about you, Techno? Are you thinking about getting anything? Any plans? Oh yeah, I own both of those, so everything I said just before is immediately null and void. How do I lay this down without scuffing it up? Guess we just do it like this. I'll put landfill down and then they'll put those on. It's actually pretty good, I think. And right here in the middle, I'm going to chuck down one of these. How about some of this? And then give me a bit of this. I keep thinking about XCOM quite a lot. It feels like the kind of game I would just love. And it's not even a case of like if I could just get into it, because I have played like quite a lot of XCOM. Like, when I say quite a lot, I mean like for a normie, I guess. Like people don't play 100 hours of anything ever, but maybe I'm deluded in thinking that. Probably not though. I think it's a lot like most people who don't watch anime ever, and you should be embarrassed to talk about it. Oh shit, I just plowed through those pipes. I don't think that causes really a big problem though. Because like the fluid dynamics are different than what they used to be, but I think it's fine. Definitely will probably want to take the artillery train out to here. But I think we take the artillery train and we take... I think this is not sufficient. I think I want a supply train that has a wagon that is filled with wolves, bullets, guns, and everything, and enough. I want the train needs wagons to carry like rails and everything to build a little base to defend itself, and then it just parks up, and then we turn the auto targeting on, and then it obliterates everything out there, and then when everything out here like retaliates, they just break on the walls, the train, unless you know, you launch the artillery, and then you get the train to haul ass back to wherever it's from. Another funny mechanism is the buzzsaw. We could play around with, but basically you just build a circle of rails, and then you just fill the entire thing up with like 15 train heads. And you just make them go forward. And the enemies actually won't attack this. They will, most of the time, 95% of the time, they will just go for whatever's in the middle. They'll prioritize walls, especially, and weapons, and buildings, instead of the train and the rails. Obviously, when there's a lot of enemies, you can't really figure it out. The trains were fun, but hard for me to figure out. Yeah, I get it, I get it. I've been doing a bit of trains today, and I'm not like as like completely fluent as I used to be. But I think like this here is like a good example of like something I built today, right? Because before I just had the train station just ended here, so I had a wee loop. So I extended these rails here right through it. And then I was like, really like all my rail system does is I got one train that goes out and gets me uranium. I got another one that comes over here and gets me steel. And one over here that gets me copper. This one here, what is actually this? Oh, this is a refueling station. So my trains, in all of my thousands of hours, what I would normally do is have fuel getting dropped off at each station. I'd have fuel dropped off here, and fuel dropped off here, and fuel dropped off here. But what we actually do on this base is the trains, and this is thanks to Space Age, the trains know when they are low on fuel. So that'll interrupt their usual routine, and they'll come here and fuel up, which I just thought was cool to play around with. This idea will free us up for other things, where like, instead of having an iron train and a copper train and whatever, as long as my system is like uniform for the right kind of trains going to the right places, like, you know, those trains need the capability to go, maybe to be like one-way trains or left and right trains, or depending if the rails are set up to hold a train that has 8 wagons or, you know, 4 wagons. You know, the 4-wagon train is pretty useful, but you can see these one-directional trains. I made this guy bi-directional because I thought being able to quickly reverse would be kind of useful for a war train. Anyway, what was I going to say? So what I ended up editing on to this was this thing here. This thing here, so they can go around. And then I worked on the circle here a little bit. Because in some ways it's like very simple. This rail chain signal just checks to make sure if the signals in front of it are somewhere that is allowing them to go into. And this one here is like, hey, am I allowed into this very next space? So this one here is reading that, and it's getting a red signal, so it's like no. But you can see that it's not saying no because it's like blue, so that's like well, there's a green somewhere. So it's saying these ones are open. But it'll actually direct my trains to be like, yeah, you can come past if you need to come down here. Now this is very simple because these are all going to the same place. Say one of these went off somewhere else, the train just wouldn't bother. It would just choose that as like a no, and it would wait here. But that would block all the trains behind it. So this is nice. This is making my trains pick away so that they can get out of the way. Now, it gets a little bit fucky, but basically the same concept. The reason that, well, there's a bit of a problem here where like, it gets all complicated up here, right? Like, some trains will be not having, you know, this is just for iron trains. And the iron trains all want to turn around and get into here. But all the other trains want to go past and go to other stuff. So they'll end up... One thing I haven't figured out, it'd be nice if they left this top one here clear, but they don't. But so either way, things will go around the outside and go through. But we have these rail train signals here, here, all the way along here. And then the next one they get is in the station. So basically, when they're here, if it's an iron train that wants to go here, it will check and be like, is this free? Yes, and I've set it up so it should always be free. If I build another train, you know, I'll need to add another spot for it. But then when it's here, it's always like, it's just going to wait here until this spot frees up. Whereas if it wants to turn around and go all the way back over here, or go all the way, say it's the war train, it'll be looking to read this one here, or this one here. And because that and that is green, say we tell this train here to, this is actually something I haven't done in a while, but I should be able to select a train, right, and then manually tell it. So then it reads yellow, 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 checking, 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 and then it'll get a green over here, and then it'll be like, oh, that's actually sick. Now it's waiting for the next input. But we just wait there, and then boom. I hope that helps anyway. It's here for a lot of practice, but you know, like, and it took me hundreds of hours to like figure out trains. I just sort of didn't want to learn it. I tried to learn it, but it was like too complicated. I had heaps of other stuff to think about in the factory. But now I've done hundreds and hundreds of trains, and I've laid thousands and thousands of signals. So, yeah. The fuck is going on up here? Fascinating stuff. But yeah, we're just chipping away at a few things. Always have the Factorio paralysis, where it's like I don't want to play or I don't want to do something, but not because of anything wrong with the game, just because I'm like at a crux of the game where it's like, ugh. Mine uranium ore. You know what? I am mining uranium ore. I guess this is like a mod that I added in. That you put letters on the ground. But if I destroy one single thing, then do it, and then it'll mine. Okay, it mined. There we go, it did it, it did it. It automatically resets that for me. Welcome in, Sprungus. I saw you say that you were here for the TISM, so I just kept TISMing. Utility science, and then space science. We're just going to war today with our Factorio trains. But I think I need to change the way this is set up a little bit. We need a wagon. What would be sick would be like a war wagon that just fires like bullets and lasers. It's definitely going to be something that someone's modded in. But otherwise, I'm like, I gotta put down my own lasers. So we'll design a blueprint that I can immediately slap down, and then the robots will super speed work on it. And you know what? Let's take another train, considering the large kind of artillery that's in there. I'm suddenly like kind of annoyed that you said Bazunga, because now I'm thinking of uh like
Baz
I'm
Bingo.
immediately just like triggered thinking about the Big Bang complex. Outrageous.
Zimbabwe.
I've been triggered. I've been triggered. Do you know the way? I'm counterintelligencing. Okay, so now what do we need here? And how much can we hold?
Gazungo.
I think what we do is we build the blueprint. This would be a great time. There's one thing that I've never done in this game, and I've never exactly had to, but it is really great, is to use the editor to the point where I don't even know how to get into the editor. I think it requires quitting the game, but like you're still in the game. You just save and then you exit, and then you go build a blueprint. Map editor. Invert save. That seems like a big job, especially with all my planets. I was trying to play around with this months ago. We go new scenario. Tutorial. So literally, but we just want. Oh, here we go. Editor extension and testing. This is a testing scenario. The world is filled with lab tiles to provide a clean workspace. Time is frozen at noonday. All technologies are researched from the beginning. That's a little bit of a problem, because it would be nice just to have the technology that I have.
Gave
in
up
my
modding
playthrough.
Final Fantasy VIII way too fucked, switching to 9.
Gave up modding it and just gave up on modding it completely. Anyway, I guess I'll need to figure this out in a bit to figure out what technology I have and what I don't, because there's no point me blueprinting things, you know, that I literally can't build.
The site for hosting mods died. Weird.
Now this, I think this was me playing around with it. Infinity accumulator, yeah, okay. Now see, you can come in here, and these are all my blueprints. So we want to build a cool blueprint. And then, get into it. Wait, so what's going on? I don't have an engineer. I spawn myself an engineer. Tools, settings. Allow entity extra settings. Instant. If enabled, will move your real in-game location to the editor location. Okay. Show character tab and controller GUI. Go infinity filters. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I guess we just leave that on. I'm assuming these are all infinity things. Like this one here, infinity storage holds everything. Generate neighbor chunks. So on and so forth. Okay, but we need big walls, and we want them to have dragon's teeth, even though that's quite a lot more walls. These are good at helping defend. And maybe we just go one layer thick, but then we keep our dragon's teeth.
Imzuman.
And zoom. Probably want a gate on here as well. Strongbox is probably a good idea.
Inganazumu.
I basically want all of this just to be pre-programmed so that we can rock up somewhere and have our robots just immediately start pumping out. What needs to be done actually? You need to be a bit off of the wall. Can we take oil out here? Because then I could have less bullets and then just have fire, have actual fire. Railgun turret. Yeah, and we can put priorities. So you will target. If you see any big ones, you unleash. Boom. But if it's just smaller enemies, then you guys go instead. These here, by the way, are what destroyed my Gleba base. Yeah, look at them. Alright, how do we delete that? So when I left Gleba, it wasn't even the one that big. It was just like these ones. But I mean, I guess I can make my base fighter once I'm done with it. But like, yeah, they are new, dude. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm in Gleba, you gotta, like, if that guy reaches your base, your walls aren't stopping it. You saw the way he just stood on that wall, right? And just destroyed everything in the way. Like, you wanna get out there and PvP that guy like some Dark Souls shit. You better pray that nothing goes wrong. Let me show you the other one as well. This is what's on Volcanus. So like in Volcanus, there's so you'll get one worm. So these just come in singles and they just stay in their own little zone. But they have like a ranged attack as well. And they also regen health pretty quickly. I mean, the big one regens health very quickly. So there's a bunch of ways to do this. Like, it actually brought in a lot of like viability to having. Obviously, the Tesla turret, not for these ones. For these ones, you want to just go like big iridium bullets and explosive shells from like a tank, and you just put down 25. You just run up in front of it. You just slap down 25 turrets, and you just get the turrets to unload. And he'll plow through like half the turrets, but you know, then you take him out. Or for the big worm, like there are interesting things to do. Like, it makes destroyers, distractors. Did you know there's like gas grenades that you can throw? It makes them like way more viable because you'd never fuck around using gas grenades against regular bugs on Now V. Like against these guys, you just use bullets. But yeah, against like the big worm, the gas grenades and the mines. Mines are actually very good just against anything. These are actually pretty useful against the big worm. I don't know why I'm not seeing like all the, like, I mean, this is obviously not a full tab. Logistics. Oh look, I can even place explosions. testing tools, unsorted production space, combat. Okay, as far as combat, I feel like a radar might actually be good when I'm all the way out here. So what were those guys doing? Let's just get it started. The quicker I have down the things I want, the less I have to try to realize how to use this menu. Importantly, oh, okay, this apparently isn't a rail. It's a rail's dying explosion. This is a belt's dying explosion. I guess I'll go fuck myself. Yeah, these. Do I want to use the Super Express belt? I could. But I do have this tick unlocked. Like, I'm trying to use Control C to like copy paste. It's not working. The editor's so different. Why is this not more simple? Why can't I flick in and out of here while I'm in game? And bugs usually crash in at the corners, right? And those worms end your game or base or whatever. Yeah, like if we go to Glebber, when we go back to Glebber, you'll find like half my base is destroyed. The worms will just seek out anything that causes pollution and destroy it, which is like usually the most like pollution causing thing is like whatever's like burning fuel to make power. So but they'll also seek out railways, roads, belts, stuff like that. But yeah, like I think like a lot of my Glebber base is still there, and the blueprints for it are still there. But they've just gone through and like trampled half the base. On my very first run, about 600 or 700 hours into the game, I'd never really bothered like pressing these buttons up here and stuff, and I didn't really understand pollution or that like you know, the more power my base is using, the more pollution it's like making. Like I guess I kind of understood, but I'd never bothered. You know, every time I like over here, right? So like we get to choose from like these here, which are like the slowest inserter. And basically, as soon as I manage to unlock with technology the slightly faster inserter, I just use those like non-stop. But I never ever bothered looking at the fact that the electricity that these blue ones consume is at minimum 500 watts. Maximum 60, about 60 kilowatts, whereas this guy's only 15 kilowatts. So I can place down 4 of these, and it is the equivalent of 1 of these. Not only that, but these yellow ones only take about 1/8 of the steel to make, of the ore to make. So every time I used one of these, it took it out of the chest, and it placed it down, and it built another one, and it put it back in. And to make that chest, it had to charge up the iron machine and pump out those plates, and then fold some of them into pipes, and fold some of them into cogs, and then melt some of them down again into steel. So it was 8 or more times the amount of fuel and whatnot. And I just made the factory bigger, you know, I just made my power plant bigger. But then after 700 hours, and building out more and more and more defenses, I legit was so obsessed with Factorio that I spent like 2 weeks every day for like 10 or 11 hours playing that same base and just save scumming over and over and over, because thousands and thousands of biters were just pouring into my base, and I had unlocked nuclear bombs at that point, and so I was just dropping hundreds and hundreds of nuclear bombs all over the world. It's pretty cool. I have a YouTube video, I think, of me like showing, like telling the same story, and I have that map. I can't go back and look really anymore because with the big 2.0 update and stuff like that, that save file is like basically unloadable. Yeah, I tried real hard to figure that shit out, and the sad thing was, it was the first time I'd played, so I didn't really know what I was doing, at all. If I'd had like any, and I was playing a mod, I was playing like the Space Age mod, which is like really, really difficult. So I added on heaps of complexity. So that's why it's like very slow paced. I still managed to do it in like 2,000 hours, which isn't actually that bad for like even an experienced player. Or, like experienced, I don't mean like a good player, I just mean like anyone who knows what they're doing. Like I really didn't know what I was like I said, like yeah, 600 or 700 hours into that run, I ended up using a console command to wipe all life from that planet. And if I'd been a slightly better player, I would have actually got technology that let me do that. Because I'd gone to space, and when you get to space and you start doing space tech, you do get the ability to drop down a plague on planets and wipe all life from them. And that was my plan. Because... and honestly, that made me very sick of fighting bugs. Up until this run here, I've never bothered. Typically, I would just turn off biters, because I just don't care. I enjoy, like, I don't really... It's like the least fun part of the game is, like, fighting the bugs. But with this, like, 2.0 update, it's pretty cool, like, it's fun. Oh, wait, if I press tab, I come here, and then if I press tab again, I come here. And then this is... okay, so this is like a lot more familiar. Motherfucker, but now I'm not in editing mode. So we come here, place down a super robo port, place down some super logistics bots, and some super construction bots. Do these need power? Is that what's the problem? Infinity accumulator produces or drains power. And then we chop down these. But why aren't you building this? I guess we need an infinity chest. I literally just deleted a whole bunch of stuff that was like literally zoom editing, save and play, save as. Can I go Control Z and just take all this back? Fuck me, dude. I just need to relax. Victoria was a time of... you just gotta be true. We're learning. The game is highly optimized. Eventually, once you learn how all this works, and you learn all, like, there's hundreds of hotkeys, which isn't a bad thing. You learn the ones that you like, and you get better and better and better at the game. Eventually, you're just, like, flying through, doing heaps of cool stuff. Should I take a nuclear reactor out here? Slap down a nuclear reactor. Boom. Hook it up to a boiler. Boom. Why is this rotating 180 degrees instead of 45? Fuck you. This is actually something I quite like. There's no point in like putting nuclear reactors on like a holy pedestal. It's not the play. What you want to do. And I learned this from actually my space age run, because often when you're in space you need a lot of power. Well, you build a nuclear facility on your spaceship, and even though it's not perfectly optimized, it's still giving you far more power than you could get any other way. Anyway, let's continue forward. I already forgot what I was doing before. Oh yeah, I was going to try to build it. I was going to build myself like an infinity pool. Yeah. Proxy container. Proxy. I'm guessing that doesn't mean proximity. It probably means like a replacement for something else. An electrical energy interface. Okay, so instead of having like unlimited power, you could like put this down and then be like, okay, what happens if I have this much power in my base? And then hook that up. Probably the same for this. Or maybe it's just literally a normal burner. Infinity active, passive. What I want is an infinity passive provider chest. Infinity filters. We give it 100 of those and it'll constantly stay at 100. So we just chuck in here everything that I'll need. I don't think we need a train station. I'll be manually controlling the train. You know what? We'll put one in anyway, just because it will be better if I can. Might make the hotkeys a little bit easier. And if we do that like 3 wide, I think that will give us a good like size for the base. Now this needs to be Good. Yeah, that's actually so true, Sprungus. I just reread your comment earlier about the bitches in HR making their own custom employment form. It's actually like a stand-up comedy routine. Ah, big first impressions. Look at how useful I am. Do some real work. How did that train go again? There was one at the top, and then it was 3 artillery cannons. Make us way sicker. Maybe not. Unless... Ah, okay, we'll just go like this. And then it was, and then it was like 3... Was it a wagon? 3 wagons. And then I wanted to attach a fire wagon on the back. Oh, here are those grenades. The poison capsule. And the defender capsules, destroyer capsules. Fascinating stuff. Actually, I want this all on the straight. We might need to rebuild our train, actually. I want these to be unloaded and then loading back into these. And I also need this to be pumping oil into the system. Gotta piss. I gotta piss. Hello, Jenny. Do I get a hello? Or does it just take no? And sprung meow. Look at my potato. Mm-hmm. 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 I haven't decided on how exactly I want
you.
this. Trying to stand. What I think is probably going to happen is a different layout of the rails. Actually, I just sat back down, but I need to get up and change my headphones. I think we're back. We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. So silly. Artillery shell. I want artillery shells in there. Resources. I don't think it suits you. How did I do it earlier when I put the shells in there? How did I how did I put the ammo in here? I don't know what I'm doing. A new wagon. And then I went to here. Then I went to yeah, kind of. I want like an inventory. What? It's a ghost. It's a recipe book. I can't even put myself in the mindset that I had earlier. I'm pretty sure this will be working fine. Hit ghost cursor. I don't want a ghost cursor, I want actual cursor. A player.
Imim stimming glab you.
Right when I go to speak, I get stemmed down.
Imim stimming glab you. Does the stimming help you think crisp?
Okay. This should work. I forgot. I was just thinking we would take crude oil, but I'm pretty sure if I take gasoline, light oil, or heavy oil, it makes the flamethrower better. Light oil. Could be like the last thing that we need. Although it's a little bit silly, this should hook up to here and then these hook up. I guess it wouldn't really make sense that it can all hook up. Is it because it's maybe... not on a straight rail, but I think it should be fine. We'll chuck some fuel in here. Cover the bases. Fucking, that's a ghost. It's not real fuel. And now this is... It's killing me. So they can't attach in, but they should be fine. And boom. So we just pretend that this is pumping oil out. So we have the bullets, we have the oils. This is a little bit messy. Let's clean that up. This one, oh, actually I need these. Also, this won't be artillery shells, this will be supplies.
Crisp.
That's me. So in here would have like repair packs, replacements for the walls, stuff like that. Alright, let's spawn some enemies and see how it goes. Here goes the artillery shells. Fuck is that? Incoming! Rain flows just fucked them up though. In the actual base I'll have like robots repairing the walls and replacing them. Get this shit off my screen. While we're having a bit of fun with it, I'll give us unlimited artillery shells. Oh shit, the big bugs came through, and I missed it. Yeah, let's build some robots to fix that. Obviously, I don't want to have to. I gotta undo all the stuff that I can't include in the actual game, but it's okay. It's okay. I think we got it nicely built. This would have taken way longer to do, not in the editor. And then I would have had to destroy it all anyway. This isn't meant to be in one spot. It's like a little outpost that I'll be moving from place to place, and it'll all fit on the train. Robots repairing everything. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. nice. The flamethrower saved the day. Get some of those big stompers in there. I totally have been a little bit preoccupied. Wonder if we can stop a little worm. The super robots are really what's carrying the team here. Although if this infinity chest goes down, we're actually screwed. Here comes the worm. Take it out! See, it's got range. It's sensing the threat, and it's causing magma to erupt from underneath the ground. Look at the big AoE. And this is the smallest possible worm. Literally my base that has like super super defending robots, unlimited ammo, unlimited fuel is just getting fucking owned. And I am super surprised it is actually just effortlessly crushing this. I didn't think it would be this bad. Fuck. Okay, I'm manually deleting him. I still need to copy the blueprint for this base. Wait, did all the robots like die, or? Thought I had some good boys in here somewhere. The train got pummeled. Which I don't think I like. I think I actually kind of want to keep the train in the blueprint. Make it a black train. We'll call it the war train. Small stompers, penta. Oh, look. Yeah, you need to get the eggs out of these guys. It's actually like a vital resource. And then you breed the egg and you feed it back through. And you also got to stop it from hatching and like blowing your dudes. Like blowing them. Obviously that's not a problem. Blowing up your base. Right, is there anything else? So, yeah. I clean this up. I'm not sure. Just need to delete all of the infinity chests. Let's do this. And that should be fine. This. Need a filter. Data.
Why potato not lettuce?
Couldn't find a good potato. I mean, a good lettuce. I mean, we've seen the lettuce before. The potato is just kind of sick, you know. Good lettuce though. Can we? Oh, maybe my favorite's on that's saved in here. Oh shit, it's me. We are always potato. He was a potato the whole time. Honestly, not sure why it just wasn't saved into favorites. Anyway, okay, one last check. One last check. It all works. I don't need to save this. I've got it saved as a blueprint, right? Fine. Any music? I don't know, I was thinking about it. I already forgot what my train's meant to look like. You're gone. And you're turned on. And I think you're yeah, you're gone. I guess I can just look at the thing. The fluid wagon at the back. Find some light oil. Let me get it in here.
Build more belts. I can feel the rage crisp in those little beady potato eyes of yours.
No, I love it. Oh, I'm making spaghetti. Wait, I hooked that up to the wrong pipe. It needs to be coming from. If only this pipe here was a suitable pipe to hook up to. It needs to be on this one. My beady little spud eyes. Beautiful. Look how nicely I organised this earlier, and it totally saved the day. Just now. Just now. Look at all my beautiful fluids. Look at it! Are you looking? Tell me it's nice. Tell me there's some amazing oil cracking going on. Wow, what's this? A balancing plant? Beautiful aesthetics. Yes. Yes, crispy it is.
It's amazing
Love
crisp
me,
just like you.
love me, love me. That's yes. They love it. My game is bugging. Am I? What is that? What is happening? Okay, we're back. I don't know what happened, but also, what the fuck is this? I think my train is ready. Maybe it's not ready. Oil still isn't hooking up. Looks like it didn't hook up in the simulation. Line is overextended.
Crisp.
Hello. I think that we got normal inserters and we got stack inserters. Let's take another stack of walls. Another stack of transport belts. That the rest of it can just be ammo. Wait. What, 500 wolves? Why did I only say 300 wolves here? There's definitely more than 300 on this. 525 and 241. My tank. They'll leave it out here. Damn, lucky I didn't connect this power pole. Building this might have triggered these, which might have a cascade. Better hurry up and take the tank out there though. It's a cool little road that I built. While the train is filling up, we just go out here and then we will take the train. Spin. A one more way, a one more way, a one more way, a one more way. In the jungle today. Robots even coming? I just don't have them toggled on the map. Here come the robots. These white bots are my own personal ones. What are they bringing me? Oh, they're not my personal ones. They're the tank's personal ones. I'm gonna load up the tank with more artillery. That's awfully nice. Let's just hang out here for a second and make sure this works out. We do have landfill on the way. No. Those two artillery cannons have to do. Feel like Doom guy. I just feel like I'm dooming it. Yep. They're really super worried about. Yeah, let's got requests. Can I make sure? I don't want to have like a repair pack request over here. Be like, this is not good. Flamethrowers would be nice. Holy, the robot swarm is actually glad to see the base responding to this actual pretty high pressure front, holding the edge of the continent. Yeah, let's park my dude up here. He's got his own little personal robo suit. The line. He's fighting me. Though, I don't know. I was going to take the war train up here, but then do I just spend a whole bunch of time building like a big wall across this area? Maybe I do. My pollution is pushing all the way out there. Plus, I want to capture all these mines. So, I sort of want to set up little war facilities and clear this whole place out. Hopefully, there's some more bodies of water to create choke points. Let me think. Was the war train a waste of time? Nah. We got a bunch of copper here. Actually, maybe it was. We had a bunch of copper here and a bunch of iron over here. Use it later. It's like 5 million copper, 5 million iron. Half a million coal. Going in. Might as well stick a military base out here. And then I can just connect it to the supply line and it can stop them from expanding. This seems like a pretty decent spot. Did I do it wrong? Did do it wrong. It's 3 artillery wagons. Did I bring an artillery wagon with me? I did. New achievement? What did I get? Oh, it's a new technology. Motherfucker. I thought this would be loaded, but it's not at all. Oh yeah, and you take power out here as well. I could always fill the sensor. I could just put solar power here, right? And it would power itself. That might require some testing though. Wait, there's no fuel in this, but it's moving. Amazing. Put some loot through. Oh, nice. Nice. Gearing up. Just noticed this still isn't working. Acting like they are expecting themselves to work. That is full of oil. If they're off by a pixel, they will not work. Try backing it in and see if it works. It does work if we just back up slightly. Yes. Fuck me. Let's resave this as the war station. This is like an improved war station. You added that in. This just works better. Here is a big addition. And let's turn on the cannons. Alright. I think I'm done. The fuck is this? $3 of just me building a little war machine. Bugs are not going to be happy about this forest fire. Using up a lot of shells. Shells are actually really expensive. They are from another planet. Luckily, I guess I'm just exorbitantly wealthy.